And we're back. We ended up having a good amount of stuff in our fridge and stuff that seemed kind of fun to share, fun to show. So I figured we'd just do another video, and why not? Had all kinds of fun stuff we were going to kind of go into, but I've been missing one of my favorite restaurants in the whole wide world, Waffle House. And so as a result, I'm going to kind of do a little version of that at home. The cool thing about that is you can do several things off of their menu, but we're gonna do kind of a take on some hash browns, and then what to me is one of the most underappreciated sandwiches in the American canon, the patty melt. No love for the patty melt. It is a great one. So we're going to start with the hash browns, because at least with this method, because I'm going to be cooking two things on one burner, some of these are going to see the oven. So starting with hash browns, hot pan, and oil, and then butter as well.
That's right, Waffle House in the house.
That's right, in the house. Stay in the house. Stay in the house. So I've got some potatoes that I grated earlier, just on a simple box grater. I'm going to season them right now with salt and pepper.
What kind of potatoes?
This is a russet potato. So you can, apparently, I've not had the chutzpah to go do this, but they have apparently hash brown flakes, pellets, droppings, whatever they're called.
Frightening and unappetizing.
Exactly. Whatever they're called. You can buy the uncooked product from Waffle House directly, but I figured just a russet potato would be cheap enough.
Right. Angela Hansberger loves their patty melt.
Yeah!
And Kari Lloyd is back, and she's very in the house with the Waffle House.
That's right. So the hash brown terminology, I mean, some of these are actually trademarked, and they are very fierce to defend them. This is just two potatoes worth right here, by the way, so there will, in all likelihood, be a lot of extra. And knowing that these, from having done these in different applications, there's a lot of moisture in those potatoes, so even though it looks high, they will cook down considerably.
There's a lot of potatoes.
It is. It will end up being probably that flat by the time we're done with it. The one that was the most kind of baffling to me early on when I first got it was, not having realized that most hash browns, when you see them, are cooked in a ring mold on a flat top. These are spread out among the skillet, or also known as scattered.
Nice. Angela says scattered, covered, and topped forever.
Ooh.
And Kari says smothered, covered, and capped.
Ooh, I'm going to be feeling myself if I'm going for the top. That is I'm not going to be talking to anybody for the rest of the night, but it is delicious with Bert's chili.
Yum, yum.
So we're going to do, we had a red onion in our Misfit Market box a little earlier, so we have the option of making these covered. I'm trying to turn these into caramelized or lightly cooked down onions. We have the option of turning these into covered. I think we're going to, smothered rather. I think we're going to stick with covered and chunked and use the onions on our patty melt.
Yum, yum, yum.
Yeah, it's pretty important to me, if you're doing them from scratch, to season the potatoes throughout before they go on, because there's not really a chance to salt or season the rest of it as it cooks. And so what may come out looking like a really good hash brown will just be bland if you don't do that step.
Benet is very excited about our Waffle House special edition extra episode.
I'm also very excited about this because we're going to eat it.
That's right. That's true. Perfect for dinner.
That's right. So perfect for dinner. And I mentioned kind of talking about, forgive me for going off here, but while this is searing and kind of getting a crust, I said in our post we're going to talk about the future of what we were doing with the quarantine cafe here. And I was going to have some fun with this one tonight. I was going to be like, it's 420, Wendy's hella high right now.
Woo!
But apparently the only one who's high out now is Brian Kemp. And so we are firm believers in science, and we like data, and we'll trust experts. And so we're going to stay indoors, and we're going to keep doing these things.
That's right. Stay safe, stay inside, listen to science.
That's right.
Science!
It's not just a cutesy little sign-off, it kind of is in some way, that we do of stay safe, stay indoors, and wash your hands. I mean, we are trying to be, without getting too soapboxy, because I don't know if I'll nail the dismount, but...
That's right.
But yeah, so just doing our part to be good, responsible citizens, and as long as you guys are out there that are kind of doing the same thing, we will have plenty of good food to share with you, and hopefully y'all are doing the same.
Yeah, there's science is important.
Science.
It's really frustrating though, because you really want to support the restaurants. Like, if the restaurants are supposed to open in 2 weeks, you kind of want to be the first ones in there to help them out. Wait, one?
1 week.
1 week, right?
The 27th. No, they put restaurant owners, managers, operators in a really terrible spot, because a lot of this is going to impact what kind of relief that they can get. The right thing to do, in my opinion, would be to extend relief periods for these people and wait until, and really for anyone affected by it, and then once it's safe to go back out, then we can look at doing that rather than putting them under the gun to have to repay these loans quickly.
Yeah.
So I've just kind of dotted some butter along the sides here.
Little polka dot, butter polka dot.
That's right.
So why would you dot it like that?
So I want the high temperature oil at first,
okay,
and then I want the butter that's going to help aid with caramelization and add to the richness. If you go to Waffle House, I don't know what they use as their kind of general pan lube there, but it kind of has this. It's butter without being butter.
Yeah.
In a way. So.
Speaking of local restaurateurs, Jonathan Fox in the house.
Hey, Jonathan, good to have you with us.
We're doing a little Waffle House, smothered, covered, chunked, all kinds of stuff.
Let's see, what are we going to do here? We're going to curse the burner.
Oh no, is the burner dying again?
As always, it's still. We're gonna switch this out. I'm gonna jack this up. And the cool thing is if we're doing, if I was gonna do something like a potato cake, or kind of a thicker version of a latke, without deep frying, it's something I've done previously. You could go with or like a roasty, you could do the entire flip. But with these, since this is just kind of meant to mimic a flat top, I'm not worried about a full, complete flip. I just want some good crust to be able to flip it over and then get the other side and finish it in the oven so it gets that kind of soft, steamy quality.
Very
and that'll
cool.
also help melt our cheese.
So, for people that may not know about Waffle House, what do the different delineations mean?
I don't know anybody who doesn't know about Waffle House anymore.
There might be people.
It was you. I took you your first time.
That's what I'm saying. If it hadn't been for you, I wouldn't know.
What do you mean the delineate? So,
smothered, covered. Which one is what?
So scattered means scattered on the grill, not kind of cooked in a mold. Covered is American cheese. Chunked is ham. Smothered is onions. Topped is chili. Capped is mushrooms.
I think, yeah.
What is tomatoes? I never order them, so I don't remember.
Don't know.
They have the options for tomatoes, for sausage gravy, for jalapenos, or you can add just kind of everything and do the garbage plate.
Lisa says she's already had dinner, but now she wants Waffle House.
That's how it works.
That's the point.
So while that is doing its thing and getting crispy, now you decide to start smoking.
That's right. Benet said R.I.P. burner. It's been dying all day.
Fired.
That's coming back.
But we need it.
That's right. Angela. Diced is the potatoes. That's right. So, and Mark D'Angelo and Angela got that.
Good. Thank you. Yeah, it's one that I don't usually order, but yeah, as it goes. So we have 2 burger patties. We got a pound of grass-fed beef from White Oak Pastures, which we're pretty excited about because this was in the time when we could not find ground beef, and so somehow this found its way to us.
That's right. It's actually Instacart. They didn't actually have the Publix ground beef, but they said, "Would you mind having White Oaks?" I'm like, yeah. Talk about an upgrade.
That's right.
So we've had this in the. What did we use the other beef for?
The other beef was in the meatballs. That's
right. Meatballs were very good. Yeah. If you haven't checked out the meatball episode, please do, because it will rock your world. Meatballs are good for so much stuff.
That's right. So, oil going. Oil is shimmering, so I know I've got a hot pan. If you are doing burgers in the skillet at home, which I definitely prefer, stick them in the fridge for a little while. I mean, you want to kind of temper your proteins, so you want to pull them out to that. But to allow it to dry out a little bit, that's going to help give you a good crust.
Oh, interesting. How long in the fridge?
Not too long. I mean, for better or worse, a fridge will dry things out. So it's like certain things, produce items don't benefit. Even to a large extent, herbs don't really benefit from being in the fridge because they'll dry out. I've seen people make the cardinal mistake of putting cake in the fridge.
Ooh, that's no good.
No good.
No good at all. All right, let's get some of that sizzle. So we just heard from some friends that White Oak Pasture is actually taking orders online, and they usually have a pretty good selection.
Nice.
So check them out when you can.
Yeah, so it was really excited. I'm reacting to it like I just heard it now. I am present in my body. I did hear that from the last episode.
And the Triple J Market, I think, was also recommended by Lisa previously.
Yeah, I mean,
so
to see the resource that we saw earlier that had a big list of farms, of...
that Eater did,
that Beth put out with Eater, that just had a lot of great opportunities to get things delivered to us versus having to go out, and really high-quality stuff. So kind of speaking of high quality, I mean, one of the things... It's tough to be choosy in a time like this, but if you have the luxury and the privilege of being able to choose where your stuff comes from, especially your meat, it makes all the difference in the world. In this case, knowing that I'm going to feel good about cooking this to medium rare.
Cool. And so we're doing a twofer. We got, not only is this the second episode of today, but we've got hash browns on the stove back there.
Yeah.
And we're doing patty melts. So some Waffle House staples.
That's right.
All right. So you got that crispness on it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of keep it moving around.
Oh, there you go. That looks like Waffle House.
Golden quality. I'm just gonna kind of keep going with it before I go to the oven, just to kind of cook evenly.
Is that the secret? Putting in the oven?
It is for these. It's not their secret. They do everything straight on the flat top, but their potatoes are a little bit more manipulated than ours. So this is gonna kind of yield us that crispy on the outside, yet still kind of soft and fluffy in the center.
That's right, Waffle House.
Some people may want
Inspired by Waffle House. Weird. That's right.
Yeah.
This is definitely inspired by. Don't sue us, please.
Tribute.
That's right.
I
Parody.
I love Waffle House because they will cook fresh food right in front of you, as compared to some of the other 24-hour breakfast joints. And as a fun aside, so before I get to the fun aside, I will, as someone who hires people to cook, if I see Waffle House on your resume, you immediately get bumped for extra consideration. Because the way, even just the way, if you sit at the bar and look at how they mark their plates, they don't have tickets. And it took me a while to kind of figure out a little bit, and then I had someone who worked there gave me the full story about how they can look at a plate and know what's supposed to go on it without seeing a ticket, is how the servers will put the packets, the mayonnaise packets, the mustard, the jelly at 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Is it right side up, upside down? Is it in the center of the plate? Because that could denote sandwich. That could denote how the eggs are cooked.
So you crack the code.
Oh, well, somebody told me the code. But yeah, so that's super cool. And as another fun, see how our...
Those are good.
Nice, decent color going on there, at least as good as this one's going to get.
Poor little burner.
I know. Won't anybody love him?
Well, let's say hello to some friends.
Yeah.
Holly Patrick, Bobby Hayes, Lee Farr.
Hey, guys.
Also, Tiffany Nicole just signed on.
Thank you guys for joining with us.
Happy Monday night.
Happy Monday night. This is, if you're just joining us, this is our homage to Waffle House. My other fun fact is I have seen more people arrested at Waffle House than any other location in my life.
Awesome.
I don't know what that means.
Drunk and disorderly, maybe.
Well, I mean, my favorite one, and if my dad's watching, he'll remember this probably. We were in Mobile. He at I think Vince was playing at the Civic Center down there, and it was 2 a.m. We were hungry, so we went to Waffle House, and people had been out for a long night, and there was a group of young women, young white ladies, and they were very particular about getting their table turned over in time. It's Mardi Gras in Mobile. The place is packed. And so one of the patrons had enough, and she takes a stack of dirty dishes from the table and drops them back behind the line. Big no-no.
Oh, no.
And so the manager calls the police, and the cop is very patient, very just like, all right, let's just get out. They have no intentions on arresting her. And she is not wanting to go quietly into the good night. And so they get out to the parking lot, and then you can just read body language. And she starts growing taller for some reason, and chest puffs out, becoming more argumentative with the cop, pokes him in the chest, and he flips her around in one motion, cuffs her, and the entire Waffle House.
Everybody's clapping.
Oh.
Take that girl away.
Glorious.
So Sarah wants to know, have you ever passed out at a Waffle House?
No, I don't.
He doesn't remember.
No, I've had to think because I mean, not that I would not admit to passing out places before, but not at Waffle House. I think when I'm there, it's like you're fairly quick to get in and out, and I'm always excited to be there. So no pass out at Waffle House.
Lee says her mom's from Mobile and she is unshocked. Mobile knows how to party.
During Mardi Gras season, that's for sure.
During Mardi Gras.
So.
Jeffrey's, your aunt and uncle still live there, right?
They do, yeah. Bill and Nora down there. Nora will watch us from time to time.
Some gardeners in Mobile.
That's right. Yeah. So with these in particular, I'm not really pressing them down. I don't have the surface area to do that. To be honest, I kind of put a little indentation with my thumb before they went on to keep them from turning too dome shaped.
So what are the pros of pushing them down? Like if you did have the surface,
okay,
like the
so
smash burger style.
You got to do it at the right time, and it's kind of like right before you smash, like right before the first flip, and then immediately after. So you get surface area, which means more room for caramelization, and that brown meat is the flavor that we really want out of this, right?
Okay.
So that's thumbs up for that. But if you press it too late, you're going to press some of the juices and the moisture out of it, and that's no good.
That's no bueno. John Barkell in the house.
Hey, John.
Happy Monday, John.
Happy Monday.
This actually felt like a Monday to me, like work-wise. Like I got up and had a nice weekend, and then it was like back-to-back meetings. It was crazy.
Yeah, I'm amazed we got 2 shoots in today because she was going over her schedule. It was like, I have a 12:30 and a 1 o'clock and a 2:30 and a 3:30 and now a 5:30.
Oh yeah,
in there too.
That's right. Had a conference call with Australia at the end of the day because it's the beginning of their day. So I think they're like 22 hours ahead of us.
God bless you, anybody. I know I have a couple of friends from Australia. I know Matt Bassford's from there, but that's if you're a better individual than me if you can make that flight.
Classic American cheese. Oh, those provolone slices are for these patty melts that are coming up. We had to use a second burner. The little burner that could just wasn't getting it.
So we're gonna kind of do the best we can with this because I've got some good crust on the bottom here.
Very cool. Polly says that Nora is my sister, so I guess I'm Jeffrey's aunt-in-law.
Ah, that's right.
John Barkell says, you said 2 shoots in today. That's the bourbon talking.
It needs to be.
I was going to say, we need some more bourbon.
Yeah,
we got plenty of wine, not a lot of bourbon.
Yeah, you're right. I did kill the last bottle, so now I think there's like half a bottle of Makers back there.
Okay, Benet says, like Jackson Hole. Do you remember the burger restaurant in New York? They used to grill the burger with the metal bowl over it, remove it, flip it, then smash it.
Ooh. I don't.
That sounds like such a diner thing to do. Don't they always put the little bowls on top of the diner burgers?
Yeah, because you can kind of steam the cheese to cook it through. We'll kind of use another skillet to create that same effect.
Look what's happening right here. Okay, so you just put in the ham.
So this is the... it sounds such a terrible word to say, chunked.
Chunked.
Is just awful, unless you're talking Goonies.
Okay, so you're chunked.
Do
the truffle shuffle.
And covered. Come on, Mikey.
Come on. We were doing a lot of Goonies quoting recently.
We always quote Goonies. What are you talking about?
That's true. That and Roadhouse, which was on this weekend.
It's one of those classic movies.
Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle.
That's feeling about good to me. I think that's probably closer to. I think you like medium for yours.
Yeah, I usually like medium.
So I'm a big fan of the 2 slices of cheese.
More cheese, more awesomeness.
Because you can't. Well, actually, before I do that. Before I do that.
Rewind.
What's that?
Reverse.
So I got the onions that we cooked down earlier.
So you're gonna put the onions under the cheese.
Onions underneath. This was for anybody who ever liked the what do we call it? The Look West burger at Common Quarter.
Oh yeah.
Which is basically me ripping off the double animal style.
That's right.
Which is not ripping off because
it's inspired by
hot controversial take. In-N-Out is trash.
Yeah. I don't like their fries.
Yeah, the fries are it's like cardboard.
Deborah Stacy says she's late to the game making guacamole.
Nice.
Is anybody even doing breakfast for dinner while in quarantine? If so, let us know what you're cooking.
We've done surprisingly little breakfast for dinner, and I'm a little disappointed in us.
I am disappointed in us too. Like, I love eggs.
I mean, if this was us being snowed in, we would have eaten nothing but breakfast by now. But
that's true.
So,
lots of French toast, lots of pancakes, lots of scones, muffins.
So we're gonna kind of do a little makeshift. So when you see the diner, so I've already got my caramelization on the bottom. So you're gonna see some steam come up here.
Let's get it.
You may not want to get that close.
Oh, I want to get it.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. Oh. Nice.
And so the steam is going to help melt the cheese.
Kind of like the bowl.
Yeah, so if anybody is ever out once we can travel again and it's okay to do so, there's a place in downtown Los Angeles called Cassell's. The best patty melt I have ever had in my life.
That's saying something.
Yeah, crazy good.
What was number 2, or what are some of your backups?
I don't remember.
Don't even remember. But we know what your favorite cheesesteak is.
My favorite cheesesteak is Fred's.
That's right, here in Atlanta.
More hot takes. I've not had a good cheesesteak in Philly. I've heard a rule that said, if a city is supposed to be known for something, chances are it's not very good. And I'm kind of inclined to believe some of that.
Yeah. Except for the beignets at Cafe Du Monde. They're pretty good.
Well, that's, I would say a lot of beignets in New Orleans are not so good. Du Monde is good because there's such busy turnover that they're constantly frying them. So they're always fresh.
So Leslie Ipser says she's going to make a burger tonight.
Oh, yeah.
She's joining the burger party.
So
she's going to the Waffle House.
I got some crisp. I got
we got going on there.
Yeah.
Yum.
Covered in chunked action. I'll set this off to the side to be divvied up later.
Oh, Lee says cough Memphis barbecue cough.
Yes, absolutely. Memphis barbecue is, tell me a good one, somebody out there. If there's one that I haven't had, I've been to about a dozen or more places. Trash. Texas barbecue, however, delicious.
That's right. What about, do you like the white sauce? Is it North Carolina that does the white barbecue?
Alabama.
Oh, okay.
Alabama. That was Decatur, Alabama. Big Bob Gibson was kind of the foremost one of that. And yeah, I think white sauce on poultry is really, really good.
Okay, so what do we got going on here?
So this is just a mustard mayonnaise, kind of Creole mustard mayonnaise, just as my good burger sauce. You usually don't see sauces on a patty melt, but I also don't have a giant flat top, so this is kind of us turning a...
Mark D'Angelo says, that better be Texas toast. Unfortunately, no.
No, this is quarantine, brother.
That's right, this is quarantine bread.
This is kind of like no buns, no Texas toast, no rye. This is sliced wheat sandwich bread.
Okay. Deborah Stacy says, native Atlantan says Woody's for cheesesteak.
Woody's does have a very good cheesesteak. So that's what I'm looking for. I want that kind of...
Look at that! And those onions are just hiding under there and getting all juicy, so...
And this is another one where I kind of think devil's in the details when you're making a sandwich. If I'm training people to do it in restaurants, take the time to actually go coast to coast.
Oh, all the edges?
Yeah. Because that's... when you can put a whole bunch of stuff on something and try and cover it up, but when you got just a few ingredients...
So cover it all.
Nowhere to hide. So this is already toasted beforehand.
Just in a regular toaster too.
Yeah, and I might put it back in the pan just to be the rug that ties the room together.
Everybody needs a rug that ties the room together.
That's right. So,
look at that! How big that burger is!
Yeah,
Holy moly!
We got some pickles. If you want to go that direction, I think we do want to go that direction.
Yes. John Barkell says, watched Blinded by the Light 2 nights ago and thought of us. A la Bruce.
He was one of those lunatics who will follow Springsteen anywhere.
That's right.
Except into a bar or restaurant right now, because we shouldn't be going there.
Tiffany Nicole says, that burger looks insane. I agree.
So, burger down. Come back for you later. And it could be gilding the lily a little bit, but we're at home. Why not?
That's right.
And to kind of turn this down just a little bit, get
That burner's actually working. Crazy. I guess it heard us talking smack about it.
Who knew? So,
oh,
yeah,
now
so
double toast.
yeah, so we'll just kind of, since I got the tray here, warm our bread back up, because, you know, I'm doing this for filming, too. We actually do have to eat this stuff.
Yeah, we do. Oh, it's tough. It's really tough.
So,
like that pasta dish, this sausage pasta this morning. That was just tough to eat.
How do you live with yourself?
I don't know.
How do you live with me?
I don't know. It's a difficult life.
So we're just gonna kind of warm these through, and we're gonna eat.
Okay, well let's see those. Let's see the smothered and covered one more time.
One more time.
Let's get one more beauty shot of the smothered, covered, and chunked. Look at that. That looks pretty darn good. And we just happen to have all these ingredients in the house, so we were inspired.
Yeah, I mean, this was really everything we had. That was a terrible syntax right there. Some not words people have way with. So everything we had, and then getting the beef, the ground beef in, just kind of said, you know what, we need to do this, and I will remember the day when I can get to go back to Waffle House. So until then, we will see you guys tomorrow with some more fun stuff. One more time, stay safe, stay indoors, wash your hands. See you guys.